Hi guys, it's Mena. So today in this video I'm going to redo my Beauty and the Beast review, and don't worry, I will get the knitting tutorial done, but I just want to do a movie review because I haven't done one in a while. Well, I haven't done one in like 2 months, which is kind of weird because usually I wait a month to do a movie review. Well, I was going to do a movie review for Christmas, but I forgot because I got distracted by something else and I wanted to try something different, like do a Christmas haul, because I thought it would be fun to do. Anyway, so today I'm going to redo my Beauty and the Beast review, but don't worry, I'm still going to keep the other one up. The reason I'm redoing it is because, I don't know, because I find it weird how I'm apologizing at the beginning of the video. Well, I have a good explanation why. My camera, like I said before in my other videos, when I was doing the movie review, my camera cut off because I didn't have enough space. Then I had to delete everything off my camera, and I didn't know my camera cut off until I looked at the video. Whoops. Oh well. So I will still keep that one up, and I will link it to this movie review. So I'm going to get started. So I bet a lot of you guys know the story of Beauty and the Beast, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So Beauty and the Beast is about this beautiful girl named Belle, who's voiced by Paige O'Hara, who goes looking for her father after he goes missing on his way to a fair. And then she finds him trapped in a beast dungeon, and then a hideous beast voiced by Robbie Benson's dungeon, and she takes her father's place, and she's held prisoner by the beast, and as she's held prisoner, she starts to fall in love with him. Okay, so to start this movie review off, I love Beauty and the Beast. It's like my all-time favorite Disney movie of all time. I haven't seen it in like so long, but I remember the movie by heart because I used to watch it so much when I was a little girl. It's still one of my all-time favorites. I've seen it probably like 10 billion times. I could watch that movie, and like I said about this movie so many times, I could watch this movie over and over and over and over again and never get tired of it. Yeah, I could watch this movie probably like 10 billion times and never get over it. So I love it so much just because it's all about taking their time to fall in love, which I really love. I hate to say this, but it's not that I hate the couples that fall in love. I have sort of an annoyance with the Disney couples from like the older Disney movies, because they all fall in love right away. So if you guys know me, if you watch my top 10 movie couples video, you know that I am not a huge fan of the couples that fall in love right away. You know that I am so annoyed with them because I don't understand what Disney was trying to teach our kids back then. You can't just fall in love with someone you just meet. You have to get to know them before you fall in love with them. And I think this movie is like, I think this was the first ever smartest Disney movie of love. Okay, that sounded a little bit weird, but I really don't care. Smartest! I'm sorry, I can't talk. Smartest Disney movie about love, because it shows people taking their time to fall in love. Because all the other Disney movies, I'm just completely annoyed because all the characters just fall in love right away. And that's what really annoys the living daylight out of me, is that they don't take time to get to know each other, which I don't think is a good idea. So next I'm going to talk about wow, hang on, I gotta get, I'm going to try to talk fast because I'm kind of wasting time, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the director. This was directed by Gary Trousdale, and I'm pretty familiar with his work. He has directed so many Disney movies, it's just crazy. I'm not going to name them all, and he's also directed a ton of stuff too, but I don't want to name them all just because it's going to take up too much time, and I don't want to waste so much time. Next, I'm going to talk about the characters. I love Belle. I love how she loves to read, and she's able to pay attention to what's going on around her, especially if she's reading a book. Like, she moves out of the way when people get in her way, and even when water's coming. I find that pretty cool how she's able to multitask, and I love multitasking. I do it all the time. And I love how she's able to see inside people, and see who they really are instead of just their looks. Like, she doesn't care about looks, and that's what I really like about her. Like when she sees Gaston, he seems handsome on the outside, but she sees a vain, conceited jerk inside of him. And then when she meets the Beast, she thinks she's ugly at first, but she is able to see that he's a kind, loving person to be around. And that's what I love about Belle. She's able to see past people's appearance. And she is voiced by Paige O'Hara. And I'm not familiar with Paige O'Hara, but I do like her singing in this movie. It's great. Next, I'm going to talk about the Beast. What I like about the Beast is I like how he's ugly on the outside, but deep inside he has a good heart. And I love how he is like frustrated with Belle, and then later on when he starts to get to know Belle, and then spends time with her, he starts to fall in love with her. And then I love how real true love breaks the curse. His love for her and her love for him breaks his curse, and he becomes a handsome prince. And that's what I really love about Beauty and the Beast, is it teaches the lesson of outside appearances don't matter. It's just what's found on the inside that counts, and that's what I really love. And every time I meet people, I always use think of this story. Next, I'm going to talk about Maurice. And what I like about Maurice is I love how he's a kind, loving father to Belle, and he finds her normal and when everyone else finds her nuts. And I like how he tries everything he can to be a good father. And he's voiced by Rex Everhart, and Rex Everhart, I'm not familiar with him in anything. Next, I'm going to talk about Mrs. Potts. What I love about Mrs. Potts is I love how she's motherly towards Belle, and she's a teapot, by the way. And she is kind, caring, and then she loves her son Chip, the little teacup. He's so cute. And I love how, and oh yeah, another thing I love about Beauty and the Beast is I love how they added more characters, because if you don't know, in the original story of Beauty and the Beast, they only have 2 main characters. They didn't have any other characters. So the Disney company created all these different objects who are under a spell too, who were human but are all under a spell, which I found pretty cool. Cool, and that's what I love, how different characters are added that are under the same spell as the Beast, kind of. What I love about Mrs. Potts, is how she's motherly towards Belle. She cares about her and then takes care of her. And she's voiced by Angela Lansbury. And Angela Lansbury, I haven't really seen her in anything or heard her voice in anything but this movie. But I I have heard of her so many times. Next, I'm going to talk about the character Chip, and he's a little teacup. Now, what I love about Chip is I love how he's kind, caring, he's so cute, he loves Belle, and he just is so childish and cute, and he's so funny. And he's funny, he makes the cute, he does the funniest things, makes bubbles in the cup, which is pretty cute. And then he's voiced by Bradley Michael Pierce, and Bradley Michael Pierce, I'm kind of familiar with him as Tails in Sonic the Hedgehog. One character I do not like in this movie is Gaston. The reason I don't like Gaston is because he's so vain. Even though he's handsome on the outside, on the inside he's really a conceited jerk. And that's what I hate about him. And he's voiced by Richard White. And Richard White, I'm not familiar with him in anything else but this movie. But the one thing I'm impressed in this movie by him is his singing. He's got awesome pipes, a great opera voice. Next, I'm going to talk about LeFou. I like how LeFou's one of the dumb, what's it called, henchman of Gaston. He's not very bright. Gaston always tells him what to do and treats him poorly. And then he kind of insults Gaston, and he does dumb things put beer in his face or something, and then he starts a band when he's not supposed to. It is pretty funny. And he's voiced by Jesse Corti, and I'm not familiar with him in anything else but this movie. Another character I liked in this movie is the character Philippe, and he's Belle and Maurice's draft horse. What I like about him is I love how he's always loyal to Belle and Maurice. He goes to Belle when her father's in danger, and he takes care of Belle, and he stays by her side all the time. Next character I'll talk about is the wardrobe, and what I love about the wardrobe is she's so kind to Belle, and she takes care of her, like provides clothes for her, extra clothes for her, and then she makes her look beautiful in anything, and she helps her out and stuff. And she's voiced by Joanne Wardley, and I'm not familiar with her either. Next, I'm going to talk about the Bimbettes. They're pretty funny, to be honest. What I like about them is I like how they're so oblivious to Gaston being a jerk, and they constantly fawn over him. And I like how they're like unaware of how vain he is, and how they're so like too distracted by his outside appearance to even pay attention to who he really is on the inside. It just cracks me up. And they're voiced by Cass Susie, and I've seen her in a ton of movies, but I'm not going to name them all just because that'll take too much time. The next character I'm going to talk about, this is another object, and this is Babette, and she's a feather duster. What I love about her is she and Lumiere constantly like flirt around with each other, and then she also helps take care of Belle and make sure she's comfortable, and she helps her out. And I like how she's like always like falling in love with Lumiere. And she's voiced by Mary Kay Bergman, and Mary Kay Bergman, I've also seen her in a ton of movies that I know as well. Next, I'm going to talk about the Footstool, which is a dog. Which is like kind of like a dog. I love how he's like playful and he likes people. He kind of reminds me of a He reminds me so much of a puppy dog, even though he is actually a dog that's turned into a footstool. He's really cute. I like how he plays with all the characters, especially Belle. And he's like kind and loving. And dogs are always kind and loving. Like if you guys seen my dogs, they're always so cute. They're always by my side. My two little dogs in my videos. Those Gabby and Pearl, they're always kind and loving. That's what I love about dogs. And he's voiced by Frank Welker, and Frank Welker I've also seen in a ton of movies. So another thing I'm going to talk about is the setting. I'm going to try to talk fast because it's already like 12 minutes. So what I like about the setting is I love how it takes place in the French countryside, like, and I don't remember what era this takes place in, so I assume it's like, it's not, I know it's not during the French Revolution, but I can't remember what time period it takes place in. I know it takes place in some kind of historical time period, but I can't think of the time period off the top of my head. I love how it takes place in the French countryside. I love the scenery. It's so gorgeous. They did an awesome job on everything in that movie. They made the whole countryside look so realistic, even the forest scene, which kind of creeps me out. And that is my favorite. And that's my favorite thing about the movie is all the scenery. It looks so beautiful. And that's another reason why I can watch Beauty and the Beast over and over again, is because of the beautiful scenery. It's so amazing. I also like how they designed, and my most favorite scene they designed out of that whole movie would have to be the ballroom scene. It's like computer animated and it looks so realistic through its computer animation. It's just amazing. It looks beautiful. It's so cool. Even the chandelier. I love how it they made it an animated scene look so realistic through a computer. Next, I'm going to talk about the songs. They were all written by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken as well. And I'm going to try to go fast because I'm wasting a lot of time right now. And they wrote a ton of songs for Disney movies. I'm not going to name them all again because that'll take up too much time. So the first one I like is Belle. Belle's my favorite one. And that's sung by Paige O'Hara. She's got good pipes. And I like the Belle reprise that's also sung by Paige O'Hara. I like how the melody goes in those. I like Gaston. I like how the melody goes in that one too. And also the reprise, the melody's good. Richard White has awesome pipes. And then I also like Be Our Guest. That's a fun one. There's Something There is my favorite. I like how soft it is. And then there's Human Again, which is a deleted song, and that one's really good as well. And then there's Tale as Old as Time, which is my most favorite, and that's sung by Angela Lansbury. And then the Mob Song, which is sung by Richard Wright. Okay, I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Bye.